Attention passionate Cleveland, BROWNS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave division rivals stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Cleveland, BROWNS. Let's get to the news. The Cleveland Browns came painfully close to pulling off a major upset against the Buffalo Bills on Sunday, losing a tight game 23-20 in a contest that truly tested the grit and resilience of this young Browns squad. It was a game filled with drama, tough battles, and moments that will surely stick with Browns fans for a long time. And at the center of it all was our young quarterback, Deshaun Watson, and a rookie who's quickly making a name for himself, Shedeur Sanders. Now, this game wasn't just about the final score. It was about heart, determination, and overcoming some serious adversity. Sanders, who's been emerging as an exciting piece of the Browns' offensive puzzle, had a game that will be remembered not just for his on-field performance, but also for the grit he displayed amidst a pretty gruesome injury. During the game, Sanders suffered a nasty pinky injury. His finger was torn up and bleeding profusely. It was a scene that made even the toughest fans cringe. The sight of his bloodied finger was a stark reminder of how tough these players are, especially when it's their first NFL season and every game counts. But Sanders didn't just sit down and give up. No, he kept fighting, kept trying to lead this Browns offense, even with that injury. While Sanders was being checked out on the sideline, the Bills capitalized and brought in Dillon Gabriel, who stepped in for a crucial play. Gabriel's moment came at a critical juncture, 3rd and goal from the 5-yard line, and in that single snap, he was sacked for a 2-yard loss. That play could have been a disaster for Cleveland, but instead, it was a testament to how close this team is to breaking through. The Browns settled for a field goal after that drive, cutting the lead to just 3 points. But what really stood out was Sanders' determination to come back into the game. Despite the pain, he returned to lead the Browns on the field again, showing that he's not just a rookie but a warrior who's willing to fight through injury for his team. Sanders finished the game with a stat line that, considering the circumstances, was quite impressive. 20 completions on 29 attempts for 157 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions. He also showcased his dual-threat ability, rushing for 49 yards and keeping drives alive with his legs. His scrambling and ability to extend plays kept Cleveland competitive and gave the Browns a real shot at pulling off an upset against the Bills, one of the top teams in the AFC. That's exactly the kind of fight Browns fans want to see from their young quarterback, especially as he continues to grow and learn in this league. Kevin Stefanski, our head coach, was clearly proud of how Sanders played under pressure. "Yeah, he battled like he always does," Stefanski said. "He made some unbelievable plays with his feet today, which I thought going into the game might be the case. He's a fighter and he's going to fight through injuries, little finger injuries especially. I was really proud of how he kept going, kept battling. And that's the kind of toughness and leadership that Browns fans have been waiting for." It's clear that Sanders is emerging as a leader on this team, not just with his arm and legs, but with his resilience and mental toughness. Now, let's talk about the game itself. Deshaun Watson, the face of our franchise, had a solid day, going 20 of 29 for 157 yards, a touchdown, and 2 picks. It wasn't a perfect game. No quarterback's game ever is. But Watson showed flashes of the brilliance that made Browns fans so excited when he was acquired last offseason. His ability to extend plays and make something out of nothing kept Cleveland in the game against a tough Bills defense. But what really stood out was his leadership in battling through adversity, especially with Sanders, injury, and the pressure of trying to pull off an upset on the road. In addition to his passing, Watson's legs were a major factor. He rushed for 49 yards, often scrambling out of pressure and making plays with his feet that kept the Browns' offense moving. That kind of dual-threat ability is exactly what Cleveland needs from their QB, especially in tight games like this. The team's offensive line held up pretty well against one of the league's most aggressive defenses, but it's clear that Watson's mobility and improvisation are key to unlocking this offense's full potential. Despite the loss, Coach Stefanski was proud of the effort. "Our guys played with a lot of heart today," he said. "We're not satisfied with the result, but I'm proud of how we fought." Deshaun played tough and Shedeur showed a lot of fight. We have a lot to build on moving forward. The Browns are currently sitting at 3-12 on the season, which is what fans hoped for at the start, but there's still plenty to be optimistic about. This team is young, talented, and resilient. Players like Sanders and Watson are the core of the future, and every game is another step in their development. Looking ahead, the Browns are set to face the Pittsburgh Steelers next week, a game that always carries extra weight in the AFC North. Brown fans know how important division games are, especially against a rival like the Steelers, who always bring their best. Sanders and Watson will be looking to bounce back and show that this team can compete with anyone, regardless of the scoreboard. The hope for Browns fans is that the team continues to grow, that the young players like Sanders take another step forward, and that the team finds ways to win those close games that have slipped away this season. Now let's circle back to Sanders' injury and his apology. After the game, Sanders took to the microphone and was very humble about his effort. "You can look online and see what my finger looked like," Sanders said. "I threw Quinch on a little route and I was like, damn, it was over with. I did everything I could to come back and help the team because I didn't want to put Dillon in a bad situation." That kind of accountability and self-awareness is exactly what Browns fans love to see. Sanders knows he's still learning, but his heart and determination are undeniable. He understands the importance of being prepared, of doing his part, and most importantly, of fighting through pain and adversity for the guys in that locker room. And speaking of Dillon Gabriel, his brief appearance in the game showed that the Browns have capable backups who can step in when needed. Gabriel's only snap resulted in a sack, but it's clear that the coaching staff trusts him and sees potential in him. That's critical for a team aiming to make a playoff push next year. The experience gained in these tough games, especially with key players battling injuries, is invaluable for the growth of this roster. Looking at the big picture, the Browns are in a phase of development. They've got young stars like Sanders, who is quickly earning his stripes, and a quarterback who's proven he can perform under pressure. The defense is also improving, though still has room to grow. The offensive line has shown resilience, and the coaching staff continues to emphasize growth, effort, and resilience. Despite a tough season, there are bright spots that Browns fans can cling to: young talent, a fighting spirit, and a future that's still very much within reach. As we analyze this game, it's easy to see that the Browns are building something special. With players like Sanders, who showed not just skill but heart, and Watson leading the offense, Cleveland fans can feel optimistic about the team's future. They're learning what it takes to compete at the highest level, battling through injuries, setbacks, and tough opponents. The journey isn't over yet, and while the season might not have gone exactly as planned, the foundation is there for something bigger down the road. So Browns fans, keep your heads up. Yes, this season has been a roller coaster, but every game, every play is another step forward. The young players are growing, the veterans are showing leadership, and the coaching staff is pushing these guys to be better every week. The AFC North is always a battleground, but Cleveland is proving that they're not backing down. The future is bright, and with players like Sanders and Watson, the Browns are on the cusp of something special. A team that fights, that learns, and that will one day bring that Lombardi trophy back to Cleveland. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Cleveland Browns news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Cleveland Browns fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on Sanders' performance, his injury, and how the team fought back against the Bills? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Browns. Do you believe this young core can turn the season around and make a run next year? How do you see the future of this team shaping up? Every opinion counts, and we love hearing what you have to say. Remember, this team is built on the passion and resilience of its fans, and your voice is part of that story. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Cleveland Browns news. Keep supporting the team, stay loud, and let's keep pushing forward, because the Browns are on the rise and the best is yet to come.